We're almost at the end of the annual reading of the Torah. Netzavim, Vayeilech, the two shortest sedras that we have combined together this week to bring us almost at the end of the book of Devarim. And perhaps you've been counting your way through the Torah, counting mitzvah after mitzvah. If you have been doing so, this week we get to mitzvah 613, the final mitzvah in the Torah, which is to write a Sefer Torah. As the Sefer Chinuch tells us, mitzvah lichtov kol echad misrael Sefer Torah la'atzmo. There's a commandment that each and every single person should write a Torah scroll for him or herself. Now, it's quite fascinating. Scholars over the centuries, over Jewish history, have tried to work out, how do you keep Judaism going? What is the secret that our enemies see in our immortality, in the eternal nature of the Jew? That's on the negative side, but how do we positively affect the future? How do we keep it going? So one suggestion a few decades ago, but from Chief Rabbi Sack Zecher Livracha, was to do what? Was to set up, build Jewish schools. Jewish schools would educate Jewish children, and in that environment you would transmit, hopefully, a positive understanding of Judaism and give it over to the next generation. Well, Jewish schools in the UK, it's not so simple anymore. We don't have all Jewish schools don't have just Jewish children, so the doors are open to different faith communities. We don't have the purity of experience that perhaps we had in the 90s and the noughties and the early 2000s. Things have changed. We can build communities, but communities also, there's a risk there that I'm going to give over my responsibility for my own spiritual journey to the future of the Jewish people to somebody else. Let the rabbi do it. Let that one do it. And sure, they're the religious people. They're the ones that are inspired. I'll just be a private, quiet Jew in the background, minding my own business, not getting too involved and letting those who are really committed take over. Well, the Torah has a different message. That's not valid to let other people take over. The final mitzvah is to write a Torah scroll. What's the point of that Torah scroll? Is that a person will always have the solution to their questions. What do I have to do? How do I do it? When do I need to do it? The information will be contained. In the Sefer Chinuch, this wonderful book that explains the mitzvot, Misharsheh HaMitzvah, what is the root essence? Indeed, he explains that we have to prepare for what we have to do. Hashem commanded us, each person will have a Torah, that will be able to read from it. He won't need to go somewhere else, won't need to give over his responsibility to somebody else, that each one of us can take that responsibility to ensure the present survival of the Jewish people, but not just a survival that we're limping through history, but it's passionate and dynamic. Leman yilmad liyirat Hashem, the person will learn to fear Hashem, and they will know and understand the precious mitzvot, mitzvotav hayikarot v'chamudot, that will learn to cherish these commandments more than gold and more than precious jewels, that they'll be special to us. So right at the end of the Torah, after listing all the mitzvot, I think this mitzvah suggests personal responsibility to ensure the beauty of Judaism today, the vitality of our current community, and the future success of our community. But each and every single one of us, today we don't necessarily write a Torah scroll, we can buy the printed text, buy Hebrew books, fill our homes with knowledge, with wisdom, with the way to inspire ourselves, to develop our knowledge of Judaism year after year, not to keep it on a primary level or a high school level, to delve deeply in it, and that way bring about the future survival, the beauty of a Torah life. Shabbat Shalom.